Hello, my name is Professor Helen Sauntson and I'm Director of the Centre for Language and Social Justice Research.
Hi, I'm Dr. Di O'Brien. I'm Senior Lecturer and Programme Lead for BSL, Deaf Studies and Linguistics here at York St John University. I'm also a member of the Centre.
Hi, I'm Dr. Clare Cunningham. I'm a Senior Lecturer in Linguistics and I'm a member of the steering group of the Research Centre.
This short video provides a snapshot of some of the language and social justice research being conducted within the Centre and how it is used in our teaching.
The Centre for Language and Social Justice Research was established in 2019. And the idea was to bring together scholars in linguistics and other disciplines to work together on language-based research projects related to social justice. The Centre works for and with communities to establish the boundaries of those research projects. We've worked with migrant families, with schools, with the local deaf community, with children in and out of schools, and with English-speaking teachers around the world.
One of my main research areas is in the field of language, gender, sexuality and social justice. I teach on the undergraduate language, gender and sexuality module and I wrote the textbook for that module. I've written a number of other books that are used on this and other modules that we run on our undergraduate and postgraduate programmes. One of the books is called Language, Sexuality and Education, published by Cambridge University Press in 2018. In this book, I explore the ways that language is used to enact homophobia and heterosexism in school contexts. I use data from interviews with young people and educators. I also use data that takes the form of curriculum documents, as well as recorded observations of classroom interaction. And I analyse all of these data sets to explore the ways that language creates particular discourses of sexuality and how that relates to how people experience those within the school context. I analyse the data sets using 4 special kinds of linguistic analytical frameworks, and these are called tactics of intersubjectivity, corpus linguistics, critical discourse analysis, and appraisal. And on the module I teach students how to use these frameworks to analyse their own aspects of language, gender and sexuality in different contexts. And students also learn how to use these frameworks on other modules such as our 3rd year Language, Cultures and Identities module.
Most of my recent research has been related to multilingualism within the mainstream education context. My paper in Language and Education focuses on discourses of power and control over children's home languages in the school environment. And I use this paper to great effect in discussions on attitudes to language, multilingualism and language diversity in the classroom. In conjunction with that paper, I can then also draw on a chapter in Chris Hall and Rachel Wichat-Sono's edited book, Ontologies of English, which I entitled Beliefs About Good English, which allow us to move beyond thinking about different named languages towards attitudes to variation as a whole. A new project of mine looking at children's narratives about the environment will be used within our eco-linguistics content in our 1st year curriculum and also on our language and literacy module in our 2nd year. So we're constantly trying to bring our recent and new research into our teaching here at the Centre.
My main focus is on how signing deaf people navigate the spaces of their everyday life. This can be very difficult for deaf people because being in a hearing world where so much information and access is mediated by sound and spoken language means we're often at a big disadvantage. Some recent research I've done, which has been published in the journals Higher Education and Journal of Cultural Geography, focuses on how deaf academics manage this issue of their workplaces in universities around the UK. One of the key findings from this research is the way in which deaf academics manage their relationships with BSL English interpreters and how these relationships mediate their access to the workplace generally and their relationships with students and other staff. This research was conducted using qualitative visual research methods to tap into the deaf academics' visual experience from the world. From this project, I have delivered with an interpreter colleague of mine workshops in schools to help prepare deaf young people for working with interpreters in professional environments and to teach them about their rights to communication access. I've also delivered 2 webinars to the Association of Sign Language Interpreters on this topic, so that professional BSL English interpreters understand the views of deaf people on their working relationship. This research infuses all of my teaching at York St John. As a deaf academic working in a hearing institution, I'm passionate about passing this knowledge on to staff and students here at York St John.
There are lots of other research projects being conducted in the centre. If you'd like to find out more information, please visit the Research Centre website. You can also follow us on Twitter. And we have 2 dedicated MA programmes in the Centre for Language and Social Justice. These are the MA in Language and Social Justice and the MA in Language and Social Justice with British Sign Language. If you'd like to find out more about these programmes, please visit our Postgraduate Languages and Linguistics programmes website.